Welcome to God's Food for Thought. This week is a week of hope, placing our hope in the Lord as opposed to being in despair and giving up. Hope keeps you going. Despair will stop you dead in your tracks. Today we're going to look at the letter O of hope. O stands for open as opposed to closed to God's help. O also stands for God's omnipresence. He is a very present help. He is everywhere at all time. Omnipresent means He's present everywhere. It doesn't matter what the clock says. It doesn't matter what the location is. Whether it's time or place, God is there. And we're open for God's help. You know, people sometimes get closed off and they get into that place of depression and despair because they have forgotten that God is there for them. Omnipresent means always present, and it always means right now. Maybe we don't get our prayer answered right now, but we do have God with us right now. God is the I am. That means with us, He is the eternal always. He's always there. Back in the book of Psalms, we see two different places amongst many that the psalmist places their hope in God. And we're going to look at Psalm 46 out of the Amplified Bible, starting with verse 1 and 2. The psalmist says, God is our refuge and strength, mighty and impenetrable, a very present and well-proved help in trouble. Very present. If you want to be present with God, just get into the present. Quit worrying about the past and the future, but be with Him right now. Verse 2 says, therefore, we will not fear, though, there's some thous here, though the earth should change, and though the mountains be shaken and slip into the heart of the seas. I'm not going to fear. My trust is in the Lord. My hope is in the Lord. We see in Psalm 62, verse 5, it says, let all that I am wait quietly before the Lord, for my hope is in Him. It's very important to see his hope is in the Lord. He's not even saying that his hope that he gets his prayer answered exactly the way he wants it. He says, my hope is in Him, in the Lord. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress where I will not be shaken. Verse 7, my victory and honor come from God alone. He is my refuge, a rock where no enemy can reach me. O my people, trust Him at all times. Pour out your heart to Him, for God is our refuge. It's a place you run to. It's in Him that we run to. In Hebrews 11:1, the faith, kind of a small little definition of faith. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. We see faith here as an evidence, or as a substance. In other words, it's not an empty faith. It's not a fictitious faith. It's not a faulty faith. It's in God Himself. And there's substance to that. The substance of things hoped for. Faith and hope are used in the context of evidence. God, who never changes, who is the Alpha and the Omega, the same yesterday, today, and forever, encourages us to open. That's the O of hope. To open our heart to his promises and be open that he is omnipresent. He is always with us, never changing. The eternal I am is our very present help, who is working all things together for good in his eternal purposes. God is eternal, and through Christ we will be with him in his eternity. That's our hope. We haven't seen what's going to happen when God takes the church and when people are taken up with him. The Bible says no eye has seen, no ear has heard. You can't even totally comprehend at all what he has for us. But it's sometime in the future. But that hope is even more than that. It's in God who's going to make it all happen. And that's who we have with us right now. We're hoping for things to happen, but the one who's making it happen is with us right now. A very present help. The presence of God, the great I am. So in our hope, with the letter O, we want to remain open to his omnipresence. We can close ourselves off and just look at the problems. And God's saying, open your eyes and see that I'm there. Look and see that I'll never leave you. I'm always with you. Hope keeps you going. The opposite of that is despair, which will end up making us stop and give up. God never gives up on us, and we do not need to be giving up on him. We need to be looking up, not giving up. Years ago, I wrote the music to Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. And I wrote this in kind of a little bit different sounding music. I almost envisioned it like Moses coming down from the mountain having met God, and a certain kind of music would be played, and I tried to portray that in this song. So as we sing this song, let your trust and hope be in the Lord, because he is with you right now. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow with some more of God's food for thought as we keep hoping in the Lord.